Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. Right, if you're noticing my face is massive, it's because I've had a wisdom tooth out, which absolutely sucks, so I couldn't even get into work. So it's not much fun at all. So I'm a little bit like that, a lot of tablets at the minute. So the plan for us today is that we've got a garden room to power up. We've also got a board to change in the main house as well, and the customer's made a sort of nature reserve in the back garden, which is really cool. So enough of that, let me tell you what we're doing. If you're new to the channel and you've not subscribed already, don't forget to hit the link in the corner, and yeah, let's go through the job. So this is the garden room that the client's built, which is really cool. And also in the garden, he's made it like a little nature reserve. So we've got the old squirrel run, things like that. It's really cool actually. I've never seen anybody do that before, and it's actually really nice. It's got a bit of wild, almost like a wild meadow style going on, which I do like. So the plan is that inside here, we've got the board's going to be going on down here, so fuse box board as usual. We're having just a main switch and MCBs in here, and then back at the board is going to be controlled by the RCD that end, because it's just going to be easier, I think. And obviously I don't want to put a time delay RCD on because we all know how much they are. So in here, so everything's going to be running conduit in here. So we've got a centre sort of strip light that's going to be going on. We've got various couple of sockets, one over here. There's an outside socket for a pond later on. There's one down here, a couple above the benches, because it's still like a bit of a man cave come workshop styly, which is really cool. Then Jack's going to be getting on with some digging, because I can't really be facing doing that at the minute. So Jack's going to be doing this trench here, so we're going to run it all the way along. He's going to go behind the shed. We've got permission to go in front of the shed, but I think me and Jack have both agreed that it's going to look better going behind. And then we're going to run it back into the kitchen down that end. So obviously I'm not going to get it all done. At some stage you might see the entire team turn up, because they're finishing off another little project that we've been had on the go. So I think that's only half a day for them. So at some point the rest of the lads will be here. So yeah, so what a beautiful day, first day back for me. So I'll take a day like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to get cracking. The feed, just a bit more information for you guys. The feed size for this is, we're running in a 3-core 10mm armoured, because by the time you do your volt drop calculations, it's a bit of a run back to the board. 6 mils right on the border of whether it's going to be okay, and anyone who knows me, on the border is not good enough. So for me it's 10mm all the way, so that's what we're putting in. So yes, so going to be very, very busy. So while Jack's getting on with that, I'm going to start mounting the board up inside, and then we're going to work from here backwards. But while we've got good weather, now's the time to be digging all the trench stuff and things, and lucky enough that I've got Jack to take care of that for me. On another note, I just want to point out massive customer points, because on arrival, even though the customer's not actually very well himself, tea, and yes, Nicholas, Mr. Bundy, you can't just have all the treats, you know, it ain't on. So Maryland's too, even though I can't eat them because I can't open my jaw properly, which some of you at home will be thinking, thank God for that.
More for me then.
So yeah, so like Jack says, more for him, but even still, top customer. We're going to be using a 7-way board, believe it or not, in here. And I know you're all thinking, what, using a 7-way? You could have had a 4-way, blah, blah, blah. Well, yes, I could have done, but I didn't. And that's just how it is. The reason, or one of the reasons, is that they just didn't have a 4-way in stock as well. So bad planning on my part, bonus for the client, isn't it really? Definitely, I could have got away with a garage board, yes. But if I put a garage board on, knowing that the client wants to potentially do more stuff, because they've got like a little bird hide here, lot. So I know at some stage he wants some power and stuff running out to that. So that needs to really be, so I'm going to put it on a separate circuit. So doing the customer a solid, I'm going to put a bigger board on for him, not going to cost him any more money, and a bit nicer for me to work on, a bit bigger, isn't it? And he's going to have plenty of spare ways. So we're going to mount it down here. So I think for me is I'm going to come straight from the top in conduit straight above to the so 2 double sockets. So we've got 2, so 1 in this corner, 1 in that corner. Then I'm going to drop it back down, do a little old swoopy doopy bendy jobby, and then run it all the surface mounted. So here is going to have another 2 gang, another, basically an isolator on there, going to have a switch spur on that end to control for the outside socket, and then down here, like in the middle of that window, he wants like a USB socket in there because he's going to have like a little settee sofa jobby in here. But yeah, so I think that's my plan. And then from this way, I think for the lighting wise, I think what I'm going to do is come again back round on a bit of the old swoopy doopy, bit of a bend coming up, light switch up here somewhere, and then fire off and come along the ceiling, and then basically another swoopy doopy jobby on there, and then put the light in the centre. That's what I'm going to be doing now. So what I'm going to do is I set you up. I think if I set you up on time, that's just while I get things mounted, and then that way it gives me chance to sort of get all the conduit stuff started while Jackie boy's doing that. Because as soon as Jack's got that partially buried, oh, that's another point. So you basically, the gist of it is you dig your trench in, get your cable down, lightly cover it with your soil, and I don't mean like a little pixie dust, I don't mean like that, I mean an actual covering. Then get your marker tape down below the surface, and then obviously you cover the whole lot. Obviously you tread it down as you go in, because if not it will just dish in really bad. And that's what he's doing. So once Jack's at the other end, what I'll then do is I'll come out of my little hide, and then we'll start feeding back inside the house. So right, I shall catch up with you shortly. So we're a little bit further on now, and look, Stevie, we got Stevie here.
Hello, I finally turned up.
Finally turned up, you know, head stuck on the pillar and all that. So we are quite a bit further on. We've also had a break, and Steve's enjoyed me having to push my food through the teeth rather than opening my mouth to eat it like a normal person. So we've got the board on, and then we've done all, pretty much Steve's just putting the last bit of conduit in now. So we've mounted the board down here. So we've run it in this way, and then we've brought that round into the light switch, and then up and along to where Stevie's onto now. So it's going pretty well, to be honest. So we've got that all run down there. Jack's just about to start doing the second fix and stuff in here. So that one, Jack's the USB one, down that one. So yes, so also Jack's been very busy. He's dug all the trench and got all that back in and trod back down up to the house. But Ross is my supplier, and he's given me the wrong cleats, so that's very annoying. So I've had to put some temporary ones in that are smaller just to hold it so he can dress the cable in a little bit. Very annoying, but he's on his way to rectify his mistakes. So yeah, so it's quite a cool little project, to be honest. I really like doing garden rooms. They're quite a nice, quick.
We got one coming up for you.
Steve's done one at his house, and his is a little bit. It's a bit of a special one. So yeah, so that'll be, whether or not we film that or not, I don't know actually saying that, but I'm sure it'll be an appearance at some stage. So yeah, so I do really enjoy doing the garden rooms, to be honest. This is the subscriber's house who we're working for as well, which is quite cool. But yeah, so while the weather's good, we're trying to do as much as that. I know it's inside and stuff, but trying to get this garden sorted, and then we can go back in the house to change all the board and bits and bobs. But we decided to go with 2 circuits in here for now. So we've got the radial for the sockets, and then we've got another radial for the lighting circuit, because I just think it's just a nicer job, isn't it? Let's be honest, it's just nicer that way. So the cable coming out down the side, we're going to put a IP67 2-gang socket on down there, and then because at some stage the client wants to do like a bit of a waterfall feature thing going on down there, so we've mounted that up, but obviously he's got room for loads more growth now. So we'll get on with some second fix, and yeah, try and get this one all, and then we'll get back with testing, I think. Okay, so I'm getting the board sorted now, and so yes, we've got just the main switch. This is going to be protected, well this is actually going to be protected from down the board that way for the RCD. Well, it's an RCBO that's going in down there. So we've got a 16 amp and a 6 amp 2 radial circuits, so we're just going to prep those like that. So it's important to obviously use your torque screwdrivers to do all the terminals and stuff. So there's 2.5 newtons for the bottom, the top, then it goes to 2 newtons, and then usually on the RCBOs it will be on the RCBOs it's 1.2, but on these MCBs it's 2.5 newtons for those. So Steve and Jack are getting on with the just second fixing these now. So once we've got those, so for the sockets, for example, we're doing our R1, R2 on that side, because obviously that's the end of the run. But yeah, so we using all our software and stuff for all the certificates, so we've obviously got it down. We can't do on it any live testing at the minute because at the other end it is not connected. So I use iCertify and stuff at the minute. Really good software. It's not paid by them. It was recommended to me from Chris at CJR actually, when I spoke to him about it, and he says, oh, that's the software he uses, and to be honest I've not looked back since doing that. So it's important to do your testing now. Yes, I've always, previous to doing that, I'll be honest with you, I used to use just the old bit of cardboard and just write it on, but then they get lost, and oh, you know how that goes. So like I say, we're nearly there on this building, but the wholesale, like I say, not having the cleats is a bit of a pain in the arse. So hopefully they're going to be here any second, and then we can get on with the other end. Bloody wholesalers. Right, so the board's all in now, all tested up. So that's as far as I can go with this one at the minute, because we need obviously the power on stuff to get my ZE readings and PFC and stuff. So that's where I've left it to, torque those bits up. And then, so for the testing, so you do your R1, R2 at the end, obviously the end board. So what I've got, and obviously do my IR and stuff over that side. So Steve is not feeling very well. Are you, Stevie?
Not the best. No.
He's not the best. He's not the best. So with this being a 16 amp, 2.5 mil, my maximum permitted ZS is 2.73 at 100%. Okay, so obviously I've got to get my readings below that. This is only a tiny run anyway, so I can't imagine it being like even before. If I'm expecting something over, you know, 0.3, something like that, that's probably a little bit high for what it is. So we've done the R1, R2, and we've got 0.15. IR again is maximum 999, which is what the Mega reads. And then obviously back onto my lighting circuit, I've only got 1 point, but it should be a similar sort of reading. Maximum permitted on that is 7.28. Now the good thing about the iCertify is that it also puts in all the details for you. So like up here, so I've put in my results, and then obviously you scan through and do all these, and then you can calculate it once you've done all the board figures and stuff up here. You can calculate it, but obviously I can't at the minute because I haven't got that information. But just what I'll do is I'll just add a single phase circuit on there. So you click on the circuit type, and then let's say we put another lighting circuit in. So they've got one up here as lighting circuit, and then you click on that, and then you've got loads of different various bits and bobs that you can put in. But also if you want to edit it, you can type in whatever you want on there, and then it should tell you exactly what it is. So it's a BS 60898, or if you're going to change that and you want, actually you put an RCBO in, so it's a 61009 type B, so you click on that and it alters it all for you, and then puts in your maximum permitted values. So you can set it as well of having, you can set that to 80% values if you want, but on the certificate it shows that at the end of it, when you come to the end of it and do all your PDFs and stuff, it shows that you're supposed to be putting down obviously what it states in the regs, which is 100%, not 80%. So you work to 80%, but obviously it should be 100%. So yeah, so wholesaler just rang Ross, and he is stuck in traffic. Now bearing in mind the road that he's travelling down, he must go down that 3 or 4 times a day, but he knows his road works and still decided to go that way. So we're still waiting. Thanks Ross. So appreciate it. So we're drinking, well, I'm drinking tea. Steve hates all hot drinks because he thinks this is pond water.
Hates is such a strong word.
But it's hate is not strong enough. So just having a brew. So we're getting to the end of this section now anyway. So we've got it all second fixed, tested up as much as we can do, okay? So I've labelled it all up, it's all ready to go, and that side I've not put my date of installation stickers and stuff on because I'm going to do them at the same time as the board. So with that, like I say, we've got, I do really like doing garden rooms, so if you have got garden rooms that you want us to quote for, then either follow us on, send us a DM on Insta. I'll put the link in the description as usual anyway. But yeah, so I do like doing garden rooms, they're really cool. So we've run it all the way through now. I've just spoke to the client, he's happy with everything. It's just basically going to be a bit of a tinkering shed really, that's what he's made it for, and fair play to him. So the armoured's all in and back now, down that way, so we're just trying to sort out the armour down the other end. So I'm going to show you where it's actually all going to, down this end. So the run, so Jack's done all the dig down this way, and then brought it up here, and then clipping it round now, and I'm just going to show you where it goes to. Okay, so the plan is that the cable's now been brought all the way down the side of the house. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take this plinth off, we're going to drill through from outside that way, and then we can fix to the back wall, and then we're going to bring it up here, or up here or wherever, and then we're putting the new board on in that location there, and then we can just terminate it straight into the new board. So yeah, works out to be quite a nice job, that one. So this is the outside of it now. So we've got, so Steve and Jack are just getting on with doing the armoured runs. We've kept it low, and we're going to just take a little bit of the edge of the brickwork off down there, just to soften the curve as such. And then because there's a little weird step in and out bit there, brought it through here, and then essentially around this area we're going to be punching through to go into like the cupboard like area over there. So yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at. So like I say, this is part 1 of the video. So if you have enjoyed it, don't forget to leave your comments as usual below. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so, and we shall catch you on the next one. Cheers guys.